The Boy Who Grew Dragons by Andy Shepherd. Chapter 10. Why you should never keep a dragon in your rucksack. I'm not known for my brilliant concentration in class. In fact, Miss Logan has repeatedly said she wishes there was an Olympic medal for daydreaming because I'd win gold. By the time I'd absent-mindedly glued Amira's sleeve to the table and painted stripes across Seb's left hand, it wasn't just Miss Logan raising her eyebrows, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't stop thinking about what Flicker was doing and if I'd been right to leave him home alone. It was then that I noticed Ted's nose wrinkling. He leaned closer. Was he smelling me? I edged away, giving my arm a sniff and scanning my clothes, wondering if I'd got so used to the whiff of dragon poo that I hadn't actually noticed that I got some on me. "Dude, what is with it with you today?" Kai whispered. "You're being off the scale weird." But before I had a chance to blame any rogue tortoises, Mr. Frith strode into the classroom. "Ready for the rounders competition, Miss Logan?" he bellowed. "We've been looking forward to this all term. I hope you got your class working on their skills after last term's netball fiasco." Miss Logan smiled calmly. "I think we're ready for you, Mr. Firth." "Oh, I doubt that, Miss Logan, but I suppose we must admire your optimism. Of course, my lot depend on ability more than wishful thinking. Anyway, the match has been scheduled for 2 p.m. I'll be taking Lightning class out for a warm-up beforehand. You're welcome to join us, if you don't think you'll be scared by the opposition." From the look he gave us as he said the word opposition, it was clear he didn't think we qualified as a serious threat. He didn't throw back his head like some dastardly villain and scoff outright, but we all knew Mr. Firth thought his class were going to wipe the floor with us. Even Miss Logan didn't look quite so calm after he'd left. I could tell Ted, Kat and Kai wanted to quiz me properly when we were on our way out of the class, so I hung on behind, pretending I'd lost my pen under the table. Part of me would have loved to have told them everything, but another part of me wanted to keep Flicker all to myself. I'd never had anything as cool as Flicker before, and I wasn't sure I was ready to share him. Not yet, anyway. But I was beginning to realise, with my terrible lying skills, keeping him a secret might not have been as easy as I'd first thought. The exploding poo didn't help either. It happened while we were getting into our PE kits. I lifted out my shorts and my heart sank. There were dark scorch marks across the bum, but it was the smell that everyone noticed first. One of Flicker's dried up poo had exploded, covering every inch of the bag. Liam screwed up his nose. "Ew, miss, something smells." He looked in my direction, "And I think it's coming from over there." Everyone turned to look at me. It was one of those moments you wish you had a pop-up black hole in your pocket, ready to swallow you up. "I think Thomas had an accident, miss," he said, pretending to whisper behind his hand, but actually saying it loud enough for Class 3 to hear. Class 3 were 2 doors away. Liam was just loving this. I looked to Ted and Kai, but even they were backing away. I stuffed the shorts back inside my bag, cringing. While the rest of the class bundled towards the field, I was sent to Lost Property to find some spare kit. It wouldn't have been so bad if I had a different surname, but as it was like handing Liam a free gift. That's me stuck with Whiffy Liffy for the rest of my life. On Mondays, Grandad picked me up from school, but when he saw me and asked how my day had been, I just shrugged. I couldn't exactly tell him about the dragon poo incident, and we'd lost so spectacularly in the rounders match I just wanted to forget the whole day. "I've been thinking about the garden," Grandad said. "We need to work out what's going where. Got to get the right conditions for each plant or they won't thrive. What do you say? Fancy coming over and helping me plan it out?" Can I come tomorrow?" I said, thinking of how I just really wanted to get back to see Flicker. As we walked on through the park, Grandad started telling me about how we were going to mark out the garden into areas, but I was too distracted to listen properly. I kept thinking about the burst dragon fruits I'd seen under the tree. Had more dragons really hatched? Could there be 6 dragons hiding in our town? It seemed so unlikely. I mean, With the amount of mess that my one little dragon was wrecking, if there was a whole pack of them out there, surely the news would be full of explosions and unexplained fires. People would notice stuff like that, wouldn't they? The nagging feeling I'd had during the lesson grew even worse the closer to home I got. I started walking more quickly, my brain going over and over everything I'd done that morning, and then it landed on me like a cosmic cowpat. The thing I hadn't done. I grabbed the front door key from Grandad's hand and ran, my panic rising, because the one thing I'd forgotten to do was close the bedroom window. At home, my fingers fumbled with the lock. I raced upstairs and flung the door open to my bedroom. When I looked inside, it wasn't the shredded curtain or the dragon poo on my computer that I noticed first. It was Flicker, perched on the windowsill, at the open window. For 2 days, I'd had the coolest pet in the world. 2 days, and now I was about to lose him. I stood frozen on the spot. "Thomas," Grandad called, coming up the stairs. "You okay? Your pants on fire or something?" He paused halfway up and looked through the banisters towards my door. I quickly pulled it shut behind me. "Nah, just checking Tom hasn't gone in my room again," I said, but my voice was far too squeaky to sound casual. He looked about to quiz me, but then said, "Right-yo, I guess every man's entitled to his secrets. Hey, Chipstick." He gave me a wink. "I'm just downstairs if you need me. I'll put the kettle on, shall I?" "Yes, sounds great. Good idea," I said, already disappearing back into my room. With the bedroom door safely closed, I turned to face the little dragon. He was still on the windowsill, staring up at the sky, his tail flicking from side to side. "Flicker," I whispered desperately. He turned. I reached out a hand towards him, but he lurched into the air. For a heart-stopping moment, I watched him soar up and away. I'd only ever let him fly inside the house. Now, sensing freedom, he was simply going to fly away and leave me. I raced over to the window, my eyes locked on the little shape flittering about among the leaves of the trees at the end of the garden. After a few agonizing minutes, he fluttered towards the tree in next door's garden, the one nearest my window. He perched on the branch, his diamond eyes fixed on me. I held my breath to see what he would do next. I waited, my little heart ready to crack, willing him to come back to me, terrified he wouldn't. Then, stretching his wings and with his eyes still locked on mine, Flicker flew back through the window and settled on my shoulder. It felt like a firework display was going off inside me. Chapter 11. Quiet, please. No screaming. God, poor Thomas, that must have been really worrying for him. I hope you enjoyed that chapter. I wonder what's going to be included in chapter 11. I wonder who needs to be quiet and who needs to stop screaming. We'll find out soon. I hope you're all okay as always and you're looking after each other at home, and I cannot wait to see you all soon. See you later.